Watch before deleted. She walked into my room like she'd always belonged there. It was a marvel of engineering, with long, silver corridors, bright observation decks, and quiet living quarters where humans could work and rest. For Liam, a lead engineer, the station felt like both a home and a cage. Most days were routine, checking systems, repairing minor glitches, and running experiments on the new alien signals the station had been detecting. That evening, the station's artificial lights hummed softly as Liam walked down the hall toward his quarters. The air smelled faintly metallic, tinged with the scent of recycled oxygen. He unlocked the door and stepped inside, expecting the silence that had always greeted him. Instead, someone was there. She stood in the middle of the room, calm, almost statuesque, her eyes scanning the room as if she had always belonged there. Liam froze. She was human, or she looked human, but that was impossible. No one else was allowed in his quarters, and the station's security systems had never reported any visitors. "Who are you?" Liam asked, trying to keep his voice steady. The woman turned, her gaze soft but confident. "My name is Ira," she said. "I've been looking for you." Liam blinked. He took a step back. "Looking for me? That doesn't make sense. No one else is supposed to be here." Ira smiled faintly as if she understood his confusion. "I know, but I've always been here, Liam. You just didn't see me yet." His heart raced. The logical part of his mind screamed that this was impossible. He had grown up on stations like this, trained to be calm under stress, but nothing in his experience prepared him for this moment. He checked the security console on the wall. Nothing. The cameras showed his room empty before he arrived. No signs of an intruder. Liam rubbed his face, trying to convince himself he was imagining things. He was. Ira stood there, calm, steady, completely real. And somehow she seemed familiar. "Why are you here?" he asked again, this time softer. "I came to help," she replied simply. "The station is in danger, Liam, and you're the only one who can stop it." Her words were unsettling. He knew the station was receiving signals from the exoplanet below, strange pulses of energy and data, but he had never considered them dangerous. Until now, Liam's curiosity overcame his fear. "What kind of danger?" he asked. Ira walked closer, her movements precise and confident. "The kind that comes from outside our understanding. The aliens you think are far away, they are closer than you know. They are watching, and they are studying you." Liam froze. "Studying me? What do you mean?" Ira's eyes glinted. "You humans are unpredictable. You survive, adapt, and find solutions when no one expects it. That's why they haven't taken control yet. But if you don't act, the station and everyone on it will be lost." The words sent a shiver down Liam's spine. He had heard reports about alien life forms, signals from the exoplanet, and theories about advanced intelligence there. But he had never imagined that humanity could be under direct observation, or that some kind of intervention was needed right now. "Why me?" he asked. "I'm just an engineer. I fix machines, not fight aliens." Ira tilted her head slightly. "Exactly. That is why you are perfect. They expect humans to be simple, predictable, easy to control. But humans are clever, Liam, and cleverness can be more dangerous than any weapon." Liam felt a strange mix of fear and pride. He had always known humans were resourceful. It was why humanity had reached the stars in the first place. But this was different. This was personal. Before he could ask another question, the lights in the room flickered. A low hum filled the air and the temperature dropped slightly. The station's AI, always calm and precise, spoke in its neutral tone. "Alert! Unauthorized energy fluctuations detected. Source: Room 12B, investigation recommended." Liam turned to Ira. "Do you see that? You're triggering some kind of anomaly." Ira shook her head. "No, it's not me. They are already here probing. They want to understand how your mind works. They are looking for weaknesses. You must be ready." He looked around, trying to understand. Weaknesses? What are they? Ira moved to the window overlooking the exoplanet. The planet's surface glowed faintly beneath swirling clouds, a landscape of strange colors and patterns, unlike anything on Earth. They are not human. They see you as something small, fragile, limited. But you are more than they think. You can change the outcome. Liam's mind raced. Could it be true? Could humans, so small and vulnerable in the vast universe, actually have a hidden strength? I don't understand, he admitted. How can I fight something I can't even see? Ira turned to him, her gaze steady. Fighting isn't always about strength, Liam. Sometimes it's about thinking, adapting, creating. You humans are the only species that can surprise the universe. That is your power. The words stayed with him. They rang true in a way that science could not explain. Humans had always been underestimated, always been written off by stronger, faster, or smarter species. Yet here they were, reaching the stars, solving problems no one else could. Perhaps Ira was right. Perhaps this was the moment to prove it again. Just then, the station shuddered. The hum grew louder and red warning lights flashed across the corridor. Liam's heart leaped into his throat. The station's systems flickered, cameras went dark, and alarms echoed through the empty halls. "They're coming," Ira said, her voice calm despite the chaos. "And they don't understand humans yet. That's our advantage." Liam swallowed hard. He had to act. He ran to the control console and accessed the station's diagnostics, trying to understand what was happening. The AI was confused, struggling to make sense of the interference. Energy readings spiked in ways that defied logic. Liam realized that this was no ordinary problem. This was something entirely new, something the station had never encountered. "Ira," he said, turning to her, "what do I do?" "Observe first," she replied. "Then adapt. Think like a human. They don't expect that." Liam took a deep breath. He focused on what he knew best: the machines, the signals, the systems. Slowly, carefully, he began to trace the source of the anomaly. It wasn't random, it was intelligent. Something or someone was probing the station, analyzing patterns, searching for weaknesses. But humans had a way of being unpredictable. Liam started rerouting power, creating false signals, and improvising solutions that no alien could anticipate. Ira watched, nodding, occasionally giving advice that seemed to come from some hidden knowledge of human potential. Hours passed, though it felt like minutes. Liam and Ira moved through the station, repairing systems and countering the alien probes. Each success gave Liam confidence. Each failure taught him something new. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the energy spikes subsided. The station stabilized. The lights returned to their soft hum and the temperature normalized. Liam sank into a chair, exhausted but exhilarated. Ira smiled. "You see, you adapted. You found solutions they didn't expect. That is what makes humans special." Liam shook his head, still trying to comprehend. "I don't understand you," he admitted. "Who are you really?" Ira looked out at the exoplanet once more. "I am what humans can become. I am the proof that your species is more than it seems. You have only begun to awaken." Liam stared at her, feeling a strange mixture of fear, wonder, and hope. The station was quiet again, but he knew it wouldn't stay that way. Something had changed. Humans were no longer just observers in the universe. They were participants, and perhaps, just perhaps, they could be more than the universe expected. The part ends with Liam standing by the window, looking down at the glowing planet below and realizing that the adventure, the challenge, the test of human ingenuity, had only just begun. Somewhere in the shadows, the aliens were watching. And somewhere in himself, Liam felt a spark of something extraordinary awaken. The Orion Expanse Station had returned to quiet after the strange energy fluctuations. The lights hummed steadily, the AI systems were running normally, and for a moment Liam thought the danger had passed. But deep down, he knew it hadn't. Something was out there, watching, studying, and waiting. Ira stood near the observation window, her hands folded, eyes fixed on the exoplanet below. "They won't stop, Liam," she said quietly. They've been observing humans for centuries. They think they understand us, but they don't. Not yet, Liam frowned. You mean the aliens? You're saying they're studying humans for what? To control, to predict, to dominate, Ira replied. They assume humans are simple, predictable, and weak. That's their mistake. Before Liam could respond, the station shook. Alarms blared, red lights flashed along the corridors, and the hum of the life systems turned into a deep, ominous vibration. The AI's calm voice cut through the chaos. Warning: multiple unidentified objects approaching station. High probability of interference. Estimated time of arrival 3 minutes. Liam's heart pounded. They're coming, he whispered. His hands shook as he raced to the control panel, checking the sensors. Outside the station, dozens of small, sleek ships glinted against the darkness of space. They moved like shadows, silent and precise, circling the station as if studying every angle. They're drones, Ira said. Not ships, drones. They are testing, probing, learning about you, Liam, about humans. How do I stop them? Liam asked, panic rising in his chest. We don't have weapons, we don't have defenses like this. Ira shook her head. You don't need weapons, you need brains. That is your advantage. Humans are unpredictable. They cannot calculate your moves if you improvise. You have creativity. You have instincts. You have hope. That is more powerful than any laser or missile. Liam swallowed hard. He had never thought of humans this way, yet something in her words rang true. Every challenge humanity had faced, from exploring the stars to surviving harsh planets, had relied on thinking, not brute force. Perhaps this was just another test. He ran through the control panels, rerouting energy, monitoring the drone's movement and trying to anticipate their strategy. Each drone moved as if it had a single purpose: study, observe, and learn. But Liam noticed patterns, subtle ones. They were precise but predictable in small ways, reacting exactly the same to repeated stimuli. Ira, he said, pointing to the screen, they're too consistent. Every time I reroute the power, they follow the same pattern. Good, she said with a faint smile. Then change the pattern. Think in ways they cannot anticipate. Humans can adapt instantly. That is your edge. Liam took a deep breath. He disconnected a few circuits and connected others in a way the AI would never have suggested. Screens flashed red as the drone's sensors were tricked. Some of them slowed, hesitated, then changed course. Others collided with one another in the darkness of space. They're confused, Liam shouted. It's working, Ira nodded. Exactly, they expect predictability. But humans do not work that way. The station continued to shake as the drones adjusted, trying to regain control. Liam ran from console to console, improvising, creating false signals and rerouting power in ways that made no sense mathematically, but made perfect sense in human logic. Hours passed. Sweat dripped down Liam's face. He had never felt so alive. Every action mattered. Every decision counted, and he was learning fast. Ira guided him, teaching subtle ways to anticipate alien behavior, ways that only a human mind could comprehend. They analyze patterns, she explained. They calculate probabilities, but they cannot predict creativity. And humans are creativity itself. As the hours turned into night cycles, the station grew eerily quiet once more. The drones had retreated, but only temporarily. Liam knew this was just the beginning. Ira turned to him, her expression serious. You've done well, Liam. But there is more you must understand. Humans are not just clever, they are adaptable. And adaptability is evolution in action. The aliens cannot simulate it, cannot prepare for it. That is why you survived. Liam shook his head. I don't feel like a hero. I'm just lucky. No, Ira said. You are human. That is enough. Humans survive because you improvise, because you think, because you never give up. The universe has underestimated you for too long, and now it is learning that humans cannot be controlled. The next morning, Liam walked through the corridors, checking on systems and repairing minor damages. He was exhausted, but his mind was sharp, buzzing with the adrenaline of the night's events. For the first time, he realized that humans were truly different. In every challenge, every problem, humans had found a way, and the aliens, for all their technology, had overlooked one crucial fact. Humans do not follow rules, they make them. Ira appeared beside him silently. "The aliens will return," she said. "But when they do, you will be ready. You understand now that humans are not meant to be predicted, and you will show them why." "Why me?" Liam asked. "Why not someone stronger, someone trained for combat?" "Because strength is obvious," Ira replied. "But your mind is not obvious. That is the true power of humans. They will never expect it, and that is how humans win." Days passed, and Liam trained with Ira. She taught him strategies that seemed impossible at first, rerouting power to create false signals, using the station's gravity fields to confuse drones, creating illusions that looked like humans where none existed. Every lesson tested his mind, not his muscles. Every challenge reminded him that humans were unpredictable by nature. Then came the message from the exoplanet. It was faint, almost buried in the noise, but unmistakable. A signal, repeating in pulses, as if a machine was sending a warning. Liam traced it to a location on the planet's surface, an enormous structure, unlike anything humans had ever seen. Towers of shimmering metal, glowing with energy that seemed almost alive. "They are preparing," Ira said. "The aliens have something there, something that could endanger humanity if we do not act. But you humans have the advantage. You can surprise them. You can change what they think is inevitable." Liam felt a mixture of fear and excitement. He had never been outside the station. He had never walked on a planet teeming with unknown energy and alien structures. But now he realized that humans were not meant to be afraid. They were meant to adapt, to explore, to face the impossible. That night, the drones returned. This time, they were smarter, faster, and more coordinated. But Liam was ready. He moved through the station like a conductor directing an orchestra, creating patterns that the drones could not decipher. Screens flashed red, lights flickered, alarms sounded, and yet the drones could not predict his moves. Ira watched, silently proud. Liam was no longer just an engineer. He was a human in action, using his intelligence and creativity as weapons. The drones struggled, collided, and eventually withdrew once more, leaving the station intact. Exhausted, Liam sank into a chair. His hands were shaking, but his mind was sharp. "I don't understand how we're winning," he admitted. "You are winning," Ira said softly, "because humans cannot be calculated. You think, you adapt, you survive. That is your greatest weapon. And the universe, for all its technology, has underestimated you for too long." Liam looked at her. "And you, what are you really?" Ira's gaze was distant, almost reflective. "I am a part of what humans can become. A reminder that your species is capable of more than it realizes. The aliens cannot comprehend your potential because they have never been human." The realization hit him like a wave. Humans were small, fragile, and underestimated, but that was precisely why they were dangerous. Unpredictable, creative, resilient. The part ended with Liam standing at the observation window, staring down at the glowing planet below. He felt a spark of something extraordinary awaken inside him. The aliens would return, yes. But when they did, they would learn the most important lesson about humanity, that humans were not to be controlled, and their ingenuity could turn even the greatest threat into an opportunity. Liam clenched his fists. He was no longer afraid. He was ready. And humanity would show the universe that it had been wrong to underestimate them. The Orion Expanse Station hummed softly, but the calm was deceptive. Liam Ardent stood by the observation window, staring at the exoplanet below. The glowing towers Ira had shown him pulsed with an eerie light, a silent signal of alien power. He knew the drones had retreated for now, but they would return. And next time they would come prepared. Ira appeared silently at his side. They are preparing their next move, she said, and this time they will try to control more than the station. They will try to control humans directly, but you humans are not theirs to control. Liam swallowed hard. I don't even know if I can stop them. They are everywhere and they learn fast. Ira's gaze was steady. Exactly. That is why they will fail. Humans are unpredictable. Humans do not follow patterns, and humans never stop adapting. That is your greatest weapon, and it is time you used it. Liam nodded, feeling a new determination. For the first time, he understood that humans were not powerless in the face of advanced alien technology. They were clever, resilient, and bold, and that boldness could not be simulated or predicted. The next day, Liam and Ira began preparations. They moved through the station's corridors, checking every system, rerouting power, and creating redundancies. Every room became a potential tool, every console a weapon of ingenuity. Ira guided him in creating illusions and decoys that would confuse alien drones. You must think like a human, she said, not like a soldier, not like a machine. A soldier fights what is in front of him. A machine follows orders. A human changes the rules, invents new ones, and surprises the enemy. That is what we will do. Liam worked tirelessly, running simulations and creating strategies that seemed illogical but were brilliant in their unpredictability. He placed holographic projectors in corridors to create phantom humans. He rewired the energy conduits to create random electrical pulses, forcing alien drones to react to false stimuli. He even programmed small, robotic maintenance units to move like humans, further confusing the alien sensors. By nightfall, the station had been transformed. What once was a quiet, orderly hub of human life now resembled a complex puzzle designed to confound the most advanced intelligence in the galaxy. Liam surveyed the changes and felt a surge of pride. This was human ingenuity in action. The aliens returned at dawn. Drones streamed from the exoplanet like a dark cloud, silent, precise, and deadly. But as soon as they entered the station's vicinity, chaos erupted. Drones collided with decoy projections. Others hesitated, misreading phantom humans as real threats. The station's power reroutes created unexpected fields of energy, causing some drones to malfunction. Liam moved through the control deck like a conductor directing an orchestra. Every lever he pulled, every command he issued, was designed to confuse and manipulate the drones. The aliens were intelligent, yes, but they could not anticipate human creativity. Their sensors were trained to read patterns, but humans created none. Ira watched silently, a faint smile on her lips. "You are doing more than surviving," she said. "You are demonstrating the true power of humanity. You are showing the universe that humans cannot be calculated or controlled." Hours passed in a blur of movement and strategy. Liam felt the fatigue in his bones, but his mind remained sharp. Every time a drone moved, he anticipated and countered it in a new way. Every time the aliens attempted to adapt, humans had already changed the rules. Finally, the alien drones began to retreat. Their sensors were confused, their systems overloaded by human unpredictability. Liam exhaled, feeling the first real sense of triumph he had ever known. But he knew the battle was not truly over. The exoplanet below still held the alien structure, a mysterious source of power that could threaten humanity if left unchecked. Ira placed a hand on his shoulder. "We go there," she said simply. "We take the fight to them. Humans do not wait for destiny, they create it." Liam hesitated. Walking on the planet's surface meant leaving the safety of the station, but he knew she was right. Humans survived because they faced the unknown, adapted, and acted when others hesitated. The descent to the planet was tense. Liam controlled the shuttle with precision, navigating through dense clouds of alien energy and unstable gravitational fields. Ira sat beside him, calm and composed, giving him advice and guidance that stretched his mind in ways he had never imagined. When they landed near the glowing towers, the air shimmered with alien energy. Liam stepped out, feeling the hum of the planet beneath his feet. He looked at the towers, their structures alien and alive, yet somehow predictable in their repetition. This was the heart of the alien power. Ira turned to him. "Observe first," she said, "then adapt. Humans survive because they can see opportunity where others see danger. That is your strength. That is why you are here." Liam nodded. He studied the towers, their energy flows, and the surrounding terrain. Slowly, patterns emerged. He saw how the aliens had structured their defense and how their drones interacted with the energy fields. Every detail he noted could become a weakness if used cleverly. "Ready?" Ira asked. "Ready," Liam replied. Together, they began their strategy. Using the knowledge Liam had gained from the station, they created false energy signals that mimicked human movement across the towers. They used small robotic units to mimic humans infiltrating the structure. Every step was calculated, but in a way that only humans could have imagined. The alien drones responded predictably at first, attempting to intercept the false signals. But Liam had anticipated every move. He rerouted energy through the planet's natural conduits, creating electromagnetic pulses that disrupted the drones' communication. They collided, malfunctioned, and fell silent. Inside the towers, the aliens tried to regain control, but Liam and Ira were already one step ahead. They moved through corridors, rerouting systems and creating confusion at every turn. The aliens had not counted on human creativity. They had not predicted humans' ability to think beyond the rules. Hours turned into an endless night. Liam felt every nerve alive, every thought focused. And then, finally, the alien systems began to fail. Their energy flows collapsed, their drones inactive, their structures inert. Humans had won, not through brute force but through strategy, creativity, and adaptability. Ira turned to Liam, her eyes glowing faintly. "You see, that is what humans can do. You survive, adapt, and outthink. That is why humanity is unstoppable. Not because of strength, not because of weapons, but because you are clever, resilient, and unpredictable." Liam felt a rush of triumph. He had faced the unknown, the superior intelligence, and the seemingly impossible, and humans had prevailed. As they returned to the station, Liam realized something deeper. Humans were small in the universe, yes. Fragile, yes. But that did not make them weak. Their ingenuity, their courage, and their refusal to be predictable made them dangerous in ways no alien could measure. The station's crew would later speak of the strange events, the alien drones, the mysterious intruder named Ira, and the incredible strategy that saved the station. But Liam knew the truth. Humanity had proven itself, not with weapons but with the power of the mind and the strength of spirit. Ira smiled one last time. "I will leave now," she said. "But remember, humans are not meant to be controlled. The universe will test you again. And when it does, you will rise because you are human. You always find a way." Liam watched as she disappeared into the shadows of the station. The quiet hum of the corridors returned, but it felt different now. It was a hum of victory, of potential, of a species that refused to be underestimated. Standing at the observation window, Liam gazed at the stars stretching across the dark expanse. Somewhere out there, the aliens were recalculating, trying to understand how such small, fragile humans could outthink them. But humans did not need to be understood. They only needed to survive, adapt, and rise. And Liam knew, with a deep certainty, that humanity would continue to reach for the stars, not because they were the strongest, but because they were the cleverest, the boldest, and the most unpredictable force in the universe. The adventure was far from over. But humanity had proven one undeniable truth. In the vast darkness of space, humans could shine brighter than any alien intelligence, outthink any enemy, and survive against all odds. And that spark, The spark of ingenuity, courage, and adaptability would light the way for generations to come.